It's a troubling sign of the times when it comes to the nation's opioid epidemic.
Many school districts across the country are starting to stock the overdose antidote Narcan in case of a medical emergency involving a student. A Sioux Falls lawmaker is planning to introduce a bill that would allow school nurses to provide Narcan to students. But it turns out some South Dakota schools already have Narcan available. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Perry Groten shows you what's being done in Sioux Falls to keep students safe.
Todd Runyon with the Sioux Falls Police Department is a familiar fixture roaming the halls of O'Gorman High School.
Try to be out in the hallway as much as I can, just to be a presence.
As a school resource officer, Runyon is a law enforcement link to students, as well as their friend, and if need be, a lifesaver.
It's always a fear. Kids are kids, that they make the occasional mistake.
Narcan, the nasal spray antidote that reverses the effects of opioid overdoses, is standard issue for all Sioux Falls police officers. That includes all resource officers.
We want to be able to have the tools to be able to counteract the overdose that they're experiencing at that point.
No resource officer has had to administer Narcan to any student at O'Gorman or Sioux Falls public schools. Runyon hopes that trend continues.
If I can go the next 5.5 years without ever having to use it, I'd be more than happy.
It's certainly very scary, especially having 2 young children. It's just frightening. It's all frightening.
Harrisburg mom Tiffany D'Agostino makes sure her 2 young kids know all about the dangers of drugs, including opioids.
My daughter is 5, my son is 8, and I already talked to them, don't do drugs. If anybody offers you anything, you run away. Run as fast as you can.
It was very
Sioux Falls State Senator Jim Stalzer says he plans to introduce a bill in the 2019 legislative session to specify that school nurses may also administer Narcan to students.
And it does no harm if the person is misdiagnosed and is given a dose and they don't have a drug in their system. It does no physical harm to them, so it's a very safe thing to administer.
I would like to know what the repercussions of putting that into a child's body and what would happen thereafter, but if it's going to save a child's life, yeah, do it in school by a nurse.
Sioux Falls schools have a protocol in place should opioids turn up in the building.
Anytime that staff would, potentially come into contact with any substance that they're not familiar with, they would want to make sure to reach out to their administrator in their building and their SRO and have them handling that using the proper precautions.
The Narcan in schools isn't just intended for students alone. It can be administered to anyone visiting campus who's showing signs of an overdose, even off school grounds.
It could be a parent that comes in that has an exposure to it, or it could be somebody that just happens to be in the area and we happen to be close. It's not uncommon for us to respond to things that are happening within our neighborhoods of their schools as well, because those things that happen in our neighborhood have a very real effect on what happens inside our schools as well.
Raising awareness of the danger of opioids, especially the potentially deadly effects of even small doses of fentanyl, is another important school strategy in preventing overdoses from claiming younger and younger victims.
We're always making sure that we are giving students information so that they can make good choices, and so we want to keep doing that.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Perry Groten.
Current state law says a relative, friend, or close third party can provide an overdose patient with Narcan, but schools say that law is too vague when it comes to permitting school nurses to apply the antidote. You can take a look at the section of the bill through this story at KELOLAND.com.